If you want to know why men don't approach you in real life, I'm going to share exactly why that is.
Not too long ago, men used to pursue women.
How you guys feel about a woman approaching a man?
Are you scared to ask a woman out in public?
More and more men are single because they want to be single.
The question is it really worth it to approach a woman today?
Once again, we are not mansplaining women's experiences to women.
Men are very different. They don't court you.
How do you approach a guy that you're interested in?
Honestly, I don't.
So why do men not approach you? Rule number one, you gotta look at...
Men have realized living in peace is better than living in misery.
Realize that more and more men are single because they want to be single. Because they've built up their lives. They like their day-to-day routine. They buy what they want and can afford. They spend time on whatever hobby they enjoy. But what they don't want is making the mistake of sacrificing those things for something less than what they already have. And I get it. We've heard that women are raising their standards. But ladies, men are too.
I'm single and am about to buy my first motorcycle because I can finally afford one. I love my life now. From someone getting divorced after 8 years, never sacrifice your hobbies and what you enjoy. It only leads to resentment. I tried to be serious 3 times and got crushed every time. It's enough now. It's enough. We don't want to sacrifice our mental health anymore. Was with a girl for 10 years until she left me for a simp at her work. Now I'm doing everything I always wanted to do. More and more men are choosing to be single because it's more peaceful than dealing with a woman today. There's just so much expectations from them, and they got nothing to offer in return. Basically, taking the risk of dealing with a woman just isn't worth it anymore for them. Most men are happier by themselves.
What? 'Cause we know
You ain't got no will.
What?
You ain't got no bottle.
Say what you tell.
Let's just be honest.
Say what you tell.
Let's just be real.
Say one time.
You ain't got no cash.
Hey.
You ain't got no...
Video is for the ladies who make fun of the men who approach them. You guys are ruining dating for the rest of the single women out there. If a guy approaches you and for whatever reason you're not interested, you should not be hopping on social media to make fun of the dude or blast him in any way. It is irresponsible, immature, and childish. And most of all, it just makes you look stupid and bitter. As a dating coach for men, I see just how many men are no longer interested in approaching women because they're terrified of being put on blast on social. This should not be a fear of theirs, though it is a valid fear. If a guy approaches you and you're not interested, simply let him down easily and kindly and move on with your life. Because there are a ton of amazing single women out there who would just die to be approached by any one of these guys.
They've ruined dating in all aspects. We are just tired of all of it. I will add that if men did the same shaming that some of these women do, there would be an uproar. I'd rather enjoy PC games with buddies, my German Shepherd, travel. It ain't worth it. Thank you. But men aren't terrified. We see it as disrespectful and we simply are tired of it. Thank you for sharing this fact. Sadly, these women are not listening. They are too bitter and angry. That's correct. These women are so bitter and ill-mannered, they'd rather blast you on social media instead of letting you down easily. The only ones who are hurting from this are men who want relationships and the good women.
86% of women say they want a man to make the first move. 76% of men say that they are terrified of making the first move for fear of being seen as creepy. 20% of Gen Z say that a man approaching a woman in public always or usually constitutes harassment. Square that circle. 86% of women want a man to make the first move, 76% of men are terrified of making the first move. So what that means is, guys know if they don't make the first move, nothing's going to happen. But that if they do make the first move, they're going to maybe be seen as creepy and they're terrified of being Me Too'd. Women know that they want a man to make the first move, but if they, they're only 14% of them are actually going to go out and do it on their behalf. So women cultivating receptiveness, I think, is a good way to do this.
Approaching a woman you don't know has become a bit of game of Russian roulette. They can thank the Me Too movement and third-wave feminism for this. Men are not going to risk being called creeps and accused of sexual harassment anymore. These women started this with feminism and the Me Too movement. A whole generation of them is going to die single. These women can't make up their minds. They've begged men numerous times to leave them alone, and now they're crying back to them. The only thing men have done is granted their wish. These women aren't looking for a man, they're looking for help. Don't be fooled.
See, this is a prime example. Men don't feel comfortable approaching you anymore because they get called out for being creeps. He didn't do it the right way. He didn't tickle me in the right capacity. And now you got to come to Ben's comment section and unload on this poor guy. This is how most men actually feel. They're not going to approach. If you don't give signals and open and forward cues that are so obvious, all he needs right here, he says it, a smile, eye contact, a little, hey, I'm available. Yeah, that's it. And you might not even have to do that for most guys. Typically, I'm saying, forget about the cues, guys, go do it. But I've been getting so much hate in these comments to men that are creepy and this and that, and you don't feel safe. Okay, you don't feel safe? Do this. And if you don't, you cannot be hating on guys for not approaching. Oh, I don't get approached. I do all this. You're here first. You think I'm capping in my stuff. I'm not.
A signal definitely goes a long way in helping a guy approaching. But honestly, if a woman was truly interested, she would just approach you. Just like this woman.
I witnessed this girl earlier this week approach a man with the most confidence I have ever seen. She went up to him and she said, "Hey, I need to know your name, and I think that you think you need to know my name too." They hit it off, they exchanged numbers. It worked beautifully, and I was honestly like, that's confidence goals right there. And I'm just gonna put that little pickup line in my back pocket for later.
I always say a woman's success rate with approaching a man, as long as he's single, 99%. She is going to get his name and number. But a man's experience is very different. He, unfortunately, will be rejected most of the time. And on top of that, unfortunately, rejection nowadays can be somewhat brutal, especially if she ends up labeling him a creep. So think about it. If a woman is the deciding factor on a successful approach, why don't women do it more? And look, even if it doesn't result in them being together and dating, that man is going to remember her forever. And it is going to be a story that man is telling for the rest of his life. Trust me.
Can confirm. A woman wrote me a note and passed it to me at work, asking me on a date. Been together 18 years now. Like she said, the success rate of a woman approaching a man is more likely to succeed. But these women won't approach because they don't think they should approach men. They believe that it's the man's job to approach a woman. That's honestly to give them an ego boost. Who says whose job it is, anyway? If these women really wanted to be in a relationship, they would be. They just don't want to put in the work. The thought of approaching a man makes them sick.
Not too long ago, men used to pursue women and 100% pursue them. Not talking about that little dog chase for a while, little mind games, little on and off. Actually pursue them, actually take them on dates, actually meet their parents before talking to their daughter that they wanted to go out with them. Men had to prove that they can take care of a household, run a family as a provider in order to actually have a woman, in order to actually have a kid. And also, it's the fact that other countries on the other side of the world are still doing this. And in our society, we're literally giving it away like free candy on Halloween. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. It's just so easy to get it nowadays. It's the reason there's no more courting.
Men used to pursue women because it was worth it. Comparing what men have now versus back then, the safest way to play it is just to stay single. Now, if a guy is not making 100K a month, he can't even get a date. It's just crazy out here.
Hey, I'ma keep it real with y'all. I get no bitches. Absolutely zero play.
How do you approach a guy that you're interested in?
Honestly, I don't. I mean, I'm kind of just like, you gotta approach me first. in my head, like, if it's like not gonna fall into my lap, it's not meant to happen.
So it should be easy for you.
Yeah.
Do you think it's that easy for men?
No, because they're the ones expected to approach the woman.
Why do you think that is?
Just society. You know how, like, the man's role through society, which, like, it doesn't always have to be like that. It's just really, like, what you prefer. And I feel like, me, personally, like, that's what I prefer.
He's supposed to be the protector. He's supposed to approach. He's supposed to pay for 95% of all dates, right?
It depends, but, I mean, it really just depends, in my opinion.
Reality, right? A man is supposed to pay for most of the dates.
Yeah, like, not necessarily, like, I feel like the man should want to pay for the dates, but, like, I don't mind paying, you know?
On all the dates you've been on, have you paid for a majority or the minority of them?
I haven't really been on any dates, but the couple I have been on, they paid, but...
Even if you offered?
Yeah.
I've always been the type of girl who approaches a guy I am interested in first. I personally feel like guys appreciate it more when girls do the approaching instead of it having to be the guy who does the approaching. Let's not forget that there's a thing called gwababa. So even if a guy wants to come and talk to you, he's probably not, because gwababa is gonna stop him. So if we as girls learn to do the approaching, reduce the weight that guys feel when coming to approaching us.
I overheard a conversation last night. It was a group of 4 girls at dinner, and one girl was telling her friends about her new fling. She described it as a casual hookup type thing, but claimed he was super respectful, despite not wanting to commit. Her friend then asked why he was so scared to commit, and this was the moment that I had to physically restrain myself. Here's a shocker, girls. Men aren't scared of you. This guy's basically at an all-you-can-eat buffet, minus the fee. He has it made. If you want him to look at you as girlfriend material, start carrying yourself as that, because hookups won't make him love you.
He is not scared, and he isn't insecure. He will lose everything in marriage. After a divorce, it's alimony, child support, loses kids and house, and half of assets. Date, but don't marry. Facts. Why on earth would a guy commit to someone willing to give away her most prized possession? I'm not scared of bears, but that doesn't mean I want to marry one. This is a prime example of the cat doesn't mean anything. A lot of women think they can just sleep their way through and get a guy to commit, but that never works. Why would he commit to you when you've been allowing him to smash all this time? Why is she even trying to get promoted from hookup chick to wife after all this time? What a joke.
I'm sorry, but I'm no longer selling for situationships. Either you want me or you don't. What we doing? Because I'm not finna be doing all this stuff with you thinking we got some shit going on just for you to fold in the end. I'm good, sir.
Another one who's done giving herself away, throwing her value away, and now wants commitment. Why do they always realize this after the damage has been done?
Are you approaching girls at a bar?
Me?
Who, me?
Who, me? I'm too nervous. I just wait in the corner and sip my drink and be mysterious.
I honestly find that guys aren't approaching girls at the bar anymore.
Weirdly enough, yeah, me neither. I usually would hear like my friends like be like, "Oh my god, like, I'm gonna go up to that girl." I'm like, "Okay, cool." No one really does.
It's like one of your friends said it to me recently. So another guy I know said it to me, and I'm like, "You're all very attractive men," and they're like, "I am like terrified. I'm anxious," and then I'm like, "You don't even have to be anxious because you're so attractive. They're coming up to you. Like that's why."
Yeah.
We're not approaching women because all day long women are screaming to leave them alone. We don't want to get treated like criminals for approaching women and saying hi. Men used to approach women at the bar all the time. But considering what's been happening when men approach women, they're just there for the drinks and having a good time with their buddies. They don't need an open case investigation.
I'm so actually done with if he wanted to, he would. We're on to if he doesn't, another man will.
He won't, and I doubt another man will.
This is your daily reminder that you can't get rejected by a woman that you don't know. In order to be really rejected by somebody, they have to actually know who you are to be able to reject you. Now, they might not be interested or they might be making a snap judgment, but it's not a rejection. Whenever a woman says no, just give a silent thank you to yourself to know that that person's not for you, and now you can redirect to find the woman that is meant for you. This is the mindset of men who succeed in dating. Follow along for more dating tips.
So why do men not approach you? Rule number one, you got to look available. But rule number two, you better smell good. That's why you need a matchmaker. More importantly, you have to let them in. And it's usually an energetic problem where you are angry, mad, frowning, dismissive, crossing your arms. You got to be like this girl and smell good.
Independent. You too independent. But like, you need to probably actually step back a little because you're a boss, but you have to kind of like relax. And I feel like you could let your friends and them just like enjoy being helpful to you.
Okay.
Yeah, like you the type that are like, you got everything.
Why are so many guys single today?
Because they suck. Dude, the average guy is shit. Like, I'm just going to be real. The average dude jerks off 5 times a day, is unhealthy, is uneducated, is lazy, makes no money, has no aspirations. Why would a girl want to be with that?
Is he talking about himself? It's because our values system these days is seriously skewed. People value all the wrong things and don't appreciate good people, even if it hits. It is way more complicated. Even good, healthy people want to be alone these days. Too many games played on both sides. Social media gives people way too much access. When things get tough, people don't want to work through it and just end up finding an easier route. No, the average guy is single because he can't meet these women's unrealistic expectations. It's guys like him that thrive off of bringing other men down to try and uplift himself. He basically just described himself in case you didn't notice. The average guy is just not what these modern women are looking for. They're looking for the top 10% of men. It's basically a hunt for who has the most money. Loyalty and love has been thrown out the window.
I swear to fucking God, if one more man tells me at the end of a date that I have taught him so much, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Women are not your teachers. Women are not your teachers. Women are not here to make you better men. Women are not your teachers.
Super curious how you guys feel about a woman approaching a man. When I'm out, I definitely approach guys, whether it be at the gym, I'll ask them to help me move like a heavy bench, or compliment their outfit or their style. You don't have to like come out all desperate and stuff, like damn, nice dick. I just want to do a shout out to all girls. If it's okay for girls to hit on guys, right? A lot of girls always tell me if a guy likes you, he'll come over and talk to you. I just want to let them know that is not true. A lot of guys don't want to come off creepy or like bother you, and they're not sure if you're even interested because you won't even smile at them. Let daddy know that you're interested. Help me spread the word to more women. We need more women approaching men as well. It shouldn't just be all up to the guys, right? Would you love it if a hot girl said hi to you if she was down? Like, come on, my face, you don't recognize me? Sick joke, sorry, my bad.
As you can see, most of the men in the comments approved of this message. Honestly, these women are going to have to start approaching men anyway. Most men aren't even approaching or even looking. The game has changed.
Hey y'all, so I just learned 3 things from TikTok, okay? 3 things. I put up 2 fingers that let you know I'm tired today. I learned 3 things from TikTok. I learned that the reason why men don't approach me, okay? So, the first reason could be is that I have a RBF, okay? And at first I was like, what is a RBF? Yes, your girl had to Google it. I did, because I'm like, what is a RBF? Of course they're going to tell us what a RBF is. A RBF is a resting bitch face, okay? So apparently I got a resting bitch face. I don't think I have a resting bitch face because I smile all the time, okay? Secondly, the reason why a man will not approach me in public is because they are intimidated because they see what type of car I drive. Well, you don't need to approach me anyway, okay? Third, the reason why they do not approach you in public because they are intimidated by how you look. Your appearance intimidates them. You know, how you dress and how you carry yourself. And I'm like, well, I thought all men like nice looking women. I thought my thing is be presentable at all times. You will not catch me outside with a bonnet on. You may catch me outside with some slides on, but you won't catch me outside with a bonnet on, okay? You won't catch me outside without my hair comb, and I will be nice. You know, this is something I get on my daughter daily because she bonnet queen like, girl, ain't nobody raise you like that. to the fact that my son knows, don't go outside with no bonnet on your head. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But I have been told, so once this guy that goes to church with me, right? He approached me. He's an older guy. He was like, the guy that owns those ambulance, he's interested in you. He owns the ambulance company. And I was like, oh yeah? He was like, yeah. He was like, he told me to give you his card. I said, why you don't come give me his card itself? He was like, do you see you? I said, what do you mean? He was like, I guess you intimidate him. He was like, you're not approachable. I'm like, how am I not approachable? I can get out of my car to go to church. How am I not approachable? He was like, I'm not saying it like that. He was like, I'm just saying you a beautiful woman. You very attractive. You got your stuff together. You dress every Sunday. Like, he's probably intimidated by you. I said, well, if he wants to talk to me, then he needs to approach me. Because I don't even know who he is. Like, so he gave me his card. I never called the guy because if you want to talk to me, you can approach me. If you see me get out of my car every Sunday for church, you're sitting over there. Why you just don't approach me? He said, he said, I'm intimidated. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, you ain't the one for me. Now, that was back in October, November. He ain't approached me yet, y'all. Guess I am unapproachable.
They just love throwing that word around, huh? Why would a man be intimidated by your possessions? It just doesn't make any sense. To them, there's always something wrong with the man. The man can simply not find her attractive. Another thing, a man never expects a woman to use her resources on him. It's always been the other way around, so her wealth doesn't mean anything to him.
Because, you know, apparently 53% of men don't approach women anymore in the street because we're scared now. But you approached her at a party, innit? What did you say? Is that it? You just walked up to her and said, yes. Sorry? Do I know you? Yes. Come on, yes, we're going. Is it a kidnapping or a date?